2, 3.
Barry
Tyson
White.
Durfee.
Calf
Ripping.
Jody Harris. Fred Whitfield. What'd you say?
Fred Whitfield.
I said Fred Whitfield. Broken Miller name game.
It's just the LFR Guess Game.
The LFR Guess Game.
This is the last try.
I got it.
This is the last try.
Hold on a second.
3, 2, 1.
In the last round.
Do they drug test for steroids in the PRCA?
When you ask about something controversial in rodeo right now, is why is the breakaway not in the NFR?
Do certain big name roughstock riders get better scores based off of name recognition?
We're good. We're
Yeah, no, I was. You said just at. Anyways, I thought I was supposed to ask
say
you.
the name.
Yeah.
Say the name.
Oh God.
That's so. This question.
We're not
The
gonna put
moment's
this
a
in there.
little
We're good.
too. The moment's a little too big for him here, guys.
Hey, no, the whole thing being can't read it. Just leave that out, please. Dear God, my mom will be disappointed.
It takes a lot to run a rodeo. Number one, the people that are there. But number two is nobody can just run a rodeo. You know what I'm saying? It's like everyone in hindsight could say we should do this better than this, but you don't know what it takes to do it.
Yeah. You want to hate on somebody, it's kind of one of those things where you need to go try it first. Go put on a rodeo or a roping or a function or anything really in the organization that it takes to do it, and then you'll have a lot less to say probably.
That's what I'm thinking.
Kind of like the armchair cowboys.
Exactly.
Usually they're the loudest ones are the guys that never were out there doing it.
I mean, we just talked about Jerry Jones of the Dallas Cowboys for 30 minutes. You should do this. You should do that. He's interested in this guy. Okay, we're hoping he hires Dion, but he's also interviewing some Joe Blows that we don't want him to hire. But I don't know. But I think I could do a good as job with Jerry though.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
Not the business side, but I mean, you think of certain aspects. I mean, you'd like to think you could do better.
What is one way to describe him?
I would think he's a business genius.
I'm sorry.
What's the word they use?
One
Word they use for Donald Trump? Narcissistic.
Oh, I was gonna go guru, but yeah, that's one. Yeah,
Narcissist.
I was gonna say marketer.
Yeah.
I think he.
It's just tough. You don't know a guy's intentions unless you know him. But
because we talked about you don't think he would hire Dion because he wants to be in the limelight and be the guy that, but that's speculation. You think he was really that kind of?
Yeah.
You think so?
No, I don't know. I mean, I do 100,000% know whether it's for the brand or for himself to be talked about that he will wait for certain parts of the news cycle that are at its biggest, highest moments to do the craziest things. So he's in the cycle. You know, he didn't sign Dak until to an extension till the day of the week 1 of the regular season. There's absolutely no reason to do that unless you just want to take up everyone's attention all morning. The first week, all everyone was talking about was the Cowboys signed Dak to an extension. I mean, he could have done that literally at any point, at any time, especially for the amount of money he did it, you know. So
I don't know. That's crazy. All the sports people talk about it. What do you think about? You watch Landman?
It's an amazing show. There's a little more strong cussing that I don't think has to be there to make the show, but Taylor Sheridan and his crew is obviously killing it. They're geniuses because I'm not a big TV guy, but I started watching Yellowstone last month and finished the whole thing, and then Landman, and when it comes out on Sunday, I'm checking in. So I'm not a TV guy, you know that. Like
I haven't seen it, but all over social media, speaking of Jerry, his cameo or whatever.
It was.
You watched it?
It has to be voted for the best acting debut ever. Yeah, it was like episode 8 a couple episodes ago. No one has ever been on their first acting debut and just straight killed it like that.
I need to look up on YouTube. They say they give Oscars for cameo appearances or something like that.
Right.
I've heard him calling his name.
Maybe he's a good actor because he's been acting his whole Cowboys tenure.
Every press conference he's ever had to do.
Yeah.
What about?
I think 100% he always knows what he's doing. He is. People just think he's got that old folksy. He'll talk in riddles, and he's kind of an odd fella. But he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows. I tend to believe a guy that has a multi-billion-dollar organization, based off of popularity, just kind of knows what he's doing.
What is that video clip? It had to have been preseason practices. He lands his chopper on the practice field. Y'all seen that clip?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Jerry. I could imagine being a player on the team and just being like, what is happening? You know?
Yeah.
Just like questioning it. But
yeah, this is something all rodeo people can unite on. I mean, the amount of rodeo cowboys that are Dallas Cowboys fans or haters, I mean, everyone, even if you're a fan or you're a hater, everyone kind of
I wonder
feels the
pretty
same
much
way
a fan
about
that's
Jerry.
also a hater right now just because of how bad
yeah.
it is.
I wonder what the rodeo community's temperature is on Dion. You know, or once a week, twice a week, he breaks out that cowboy hat. You know, that silver belly. He does.
I think most of them, you think about your 40s, 50s generation grew
They love
up
him.
in his heyday, in his prime. I think they loved him as a player for sure.
Yeah.
Neon Dion, I can't tell you how many times my dad says that.
It's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think him coming in as a coach, I don't think that would be to like rodeo people. I don't think they would think that was a great idea. I think the average fan would really like it. I mean, overall.
The average fan would. There's a lot of people who I think he's either you love him or you hate him. There's a lot of people that are like, he's too flashy, too out there. Then some people love it. Actually, Statler Wright, this year at the LFR, I ran into him before one of the rounds, and he kept doing a watch celebration after he did a good round. I'm like, what's the watch, bro? What's the watch? He goes, I don't know. Shadur does it. Shadur Sanders. I swear.
That's actually funny.
Yeah, it was cool.
I like the idea of Dion just because, from the people that are actually in the building at Colorado, they say like their practices and everything is a tight ship. Yeah. And I mean, I respect it because Dion's the type of guy that he's all flash and he's all this, and you can go and you can drive your Lamborghinis, but when you show up to practice, we're gonna be playing football. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think there's an element to the Dallas Cowboys that the coach needs to be a guy that allows the glitz, the glamour, and Micah Parsons having his own podcast saying wild stuff. That would not bother Dion at all. He would just roll with the punches. You know what I mean? It
Travis
would be like
and Shadur have theirs.
He'd be like whatever.
Yeah.
But whenever you show up to play, you show up to win. Period. You know what I mean? So I think there's even if it's not Dion, Jimmy Johnson, he let the show go. He was a showman. He let the rappers on the sidelines. He wasn't just like Bill Belichick over there. Everyone fight for the man next to you. It was like
next to you.
He was Jimmy. He had fun too. Like they were having fun. And but whenever it came to football, you win or you leave.
Yeah, I think Dion is the new Nick Saban for college football. And do you think the guys in rodeo...
The new Nick Saban? What? 8-4?
Sorry, did I just throw that in there and move on?
Yeah.
I'm saying, let me elaborate. He is fit to become a dominant college football coach like Nick Saban was based on his personality and his culture in this new era of college football. He could be the new Nick Saban. I think
I actually don't disagree with that totally because think about funding and NIL funding. I mean, if you're the biggest name, the biggest show, then you're naturally going to have more money. I mean, imagine if he was at Texas.
Imagine if he was a big school.
Texas A&M. I mean, every morning, every morning show, talk show, talking head would be talking about Deion Sanders and the Aggies, which they do anyway. But there just has to be at some point revenue from that, somewhere in there.
At UT, there's celebrities on the sideline all the time. I mean, Boulder, Colorado, beautiful campus, beautiful place, but if it was a big university, the stars would be out like Matthew McConaughey is at Texas every game, But the question I was going to ask, what do y'all think about younger generation of rodeo cowboys? Is there a trajectory of that to Ty, you're 26, Brain, you're 20. Are you 22 or 21?
22.
22. I didn't remember.
Yeah.
Is it getting more flashy?
100%. I mean, I think you see, even from a younger age, people are more ready for like to celebrate a run, or like, because they've been seeing it their whole lives, and it's just like the culture. Like, since I've was 5 years old, I watched people, score a touchdown and do a celebration. I've watched Steph Curry hit a 3 and shimmy. I watched LeBron, do his deal. You name it, the guy's celebrating. Cody Ole, even if it was just Trevor Brazil tipping his hat. I mean, guys are comfortable from early on, because I think there's so many big rodeos and everything. Like, you're just kind of used to the spotlight and you're comfortable. And once you're comfortable, you get more flashy, and I think it's good for rodeo.
Yeah. What do you think, Mister?
I don't feel very flashy. That's my one move. But I'm gonna let it ride. So, 2002 Sid Steiner YouTube video. Check that out. That was flashy. Roy Cooper was flashy. Maybe not as much in the arena, but he's pulling up to the rodeo in a limo. He's flying. Donnie Gay's flying himself. We had him on. Donnie Gay's flying himself to the rodeo. I think a little different way about it. The cowboy way has been so instilled for however many years. When Sid Steiner came on the scene, I can't imagine the amount of haters he had, 22 years ago. And you see that through his son, Rocker, too. Rocker has haters, like you could expect, but I imagine it was way more magnified 20 years ago, just with the culture that we're at and everything. Cowboys now have respect, but yes, they're, I think, a little more flashy in different ways because of the generation. I think way more respectable a lot of times than most other sports or most other genres that you look at, but I think it's just a little more flashy just because of the culture.
Seemed like old school. I mean, you didn't mention Cody Ole too.
Cody, oh yeah, Cody Ole
was
Fred raised the roof. I mean, yeah, it was.
He hit him.
He would raise the roof.
And,
He
all the legends you think about in that building. You think about their celebrations. You think Cody rubbing his buckle, Fred raising the roof, Luke Branquino shaking his butt. I mean, a nice celebration goes along with round wins really good.
It's true.
Cody rubbing that buckle.
Oh man,
I just love Cody going and spinning going around the calf with riding his horse.
Yeah, that was going. What the older guys seem to be. They would just flex money. Or I guess Donnie Gay, he's flying his private plane to, then you got limousines, and they were balling like that. The young guys, I guess, two-part question: who are the flashiest young guys? But it ain't so much. I'm sure these young guys, they ball out like that too. But in rodeo celebrations,
two flashiest guys in rodeo celebrations right now.
It was a two-part question. It was. You gotta stay
down. Lost you.
No, you gotta, did you? Were you following that?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're talking about out of the arena flashy and inside the arena flashy. I mean,
is that what you're asking?
Maybe I didn't say it as I should have said it. I said, who are the flashiest young guys now, or elaborate if you want. How has it changed? Like, how are they flashy?
Gotcha. What do you think?
I mean, Rocker Steiner is. I mean, he's the most polarizing character in rodeo right now. I think that's fair to say.
His celebrations are good, but it's even better to watch sometimes when it goes bad.
What do you think about Lefty?
Like his celebration?
Everywhere you go, they call him the California Cowboy, White Boot Cowboy, Spontaneous Cowboy. They have something to say all the time.
I'll tell you who has an aura before they get on a bucking horse is Zeke Thurston. It's in a quiet Canadian way, but he waits. Like, they call his name Zeke Thurston, blah blah blah. They're turn on his song, and he's not even thinking about getting on yet. He's letting it build up and the tension rise. I will never forget the last ride he had at the 2022 CFR to get on Get Smart, famous Canadian bucking horse. Yep. I've told you about this. To win the Canadian title, and they're retiring that horse the last time he got on. But I promise you, it was about a minute and a half, 2 minutes after they called his name. He steps on, and he gets right, and it just goes whoosh, silence. And then maybe arena record, I don't know. But he wins the Canadian title on him. That guy has a silent aura, though, is where I was going with that.
Yeah, when I worked at Ponoka I think I worked there this year, was there last year. And that's when you talk about bucking horses, they run them through there. I mean, usually it's a slow process. We're bucking horses, it seems like, for hours sometimes, especially at Kid Rock Rodeo.
Right.
But there, it's real fast, and then it'll be Zeke. And the what is the shoot boss, the guy who walks, he's like, God, get ready. But when Zeke comes, you don't say nothing. You just let him do his deal, and he just takes his time. And
That's Canadian King, man. They ain't saying nothing to him.
No, you wouldn't do it.
No. I mean, imagine. I would imagine it definitely got to a point. Cody over on the box, there wasn't anyone like, hurried up. Like if you're a normal guy and you're in there wobbling around and pulling your pant leg and just sitting there and riding your horse up, waiting for the 14th cowboy to go, I don't think they would let you do that. Like they're like, even anyone, like whenever you circle your horse around, they're like, they're starting to get up there, like,
yeah, they're hurrying you up.
Hey, let's go, let's get ready.
Cody Old though.
Well,
do whatever you want.
I mean, I've said this, I think, to you off camera, but Steph Curry turns around before he makes the three.
Mm-hmm.
When do we gotta get one of y'all to do like a Selly before you nod your head or something? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that'd be a lot different because he feels it leave his hand, and then he celebrates. He doesn't get. It's before you nod your head. There's so many things that are about to happen in our run.
The closest thing you'll get to that is someone celebrating before they're on the horse and the 6 seconds have went. Because like Shane Hanchey and the year he won his gold buckle, he knew he had the calf tied so tight he was already hitting a celebration before he got on his horse. The run's not totally sealed yet, you know what I mean? That's as close as you're gonna get.
What do we gotta get you to do? It can be anybody, but we'll use y'all two for example. Joel Braden just went 7.1 ties after Joel Braden. I'm gonna get you, sucker. Talking crap in the box before he just went.
Yeah, that'd be good when we're paid to be there.
If you're paid to be there, if rodeo, your calf.
If rodeo grows enough to where we're paid on a contract to be there, it might be a little different. But
that's what makes rodeo so special. The calf rope, and when it lines up perfectly like that, someone goes fast and it's like boom, 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 back to back, and then
for sure. I'm gonna answer your question about celebrations we like.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know which one is my favorite, but the most underrated one, Rowdy Parrott, small badass bulldogger from Louisiana. Every time he just turns around, looks at his family, and just gives them that at the finals.
It's a good one.
That's my favorite underrated one.
Yeah, I think about like the guys in the team roping or the like barrel racers. Like if they wanted to have a big celebration, they couldn't. Like they don't have enough time.
Yeah.
Like I would think like Coleman Proctor, if you gave that guy some time in the arena, where that would head, but I think that's the cool thing about the cap roping and like the steer wrestling. I mean, you get off in the arena and you're, all eyes are on you right there. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's tough. Like the cap ropers all, like a lot of them celebrate now, but it's not like I don't know if there's a marquee one right now.
Hanchey's is pretty good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Another level.
I haven't seen him doing it in a while. When's the last time he done it?
Been a minute.
Probably back. I mean, I think maybe he won the first go round at 2021 in FR. I don't know if he did it then, but
he saves it for the big ones.
It's been a minute, but he used to do it a lot. I mean, when he used to blast one, he would do it. Yeah. Stetson Wright.
Yeah. Tyler Wade and Wesley Thorpe, subtle, but them boys. Wesley better than me. He seems like a real quiet guy.
Oh yeah, I mean,
reserved.
The closest thing to Steph Curry turnaround is Junior Nogueira rearing back on his horse.
That is true. That's a good one.
That's pretty much the same thing. If you think
you don't even think about how many there is until we start talking about it. I've never thought it. You really get to thinking about it. Would be a tough race. We need to have a vote one of these days.
You could make a bracket.
Fan vote.
You could do a bracket.
You could do a bracket, a celebration bracket.
And then
stay tuned.
Voted on Instagram.
We need you guys' help. Yes.
Yeah. Barstool does it all the time.
Well,
do it.
Like best college football venue, best restaurant, barbecue restaurant in Texas.
Ty, I got a question for you. So what rodeo event has progressed skill wise the most since like the 70s, 80s stuff?
The heading and the team roping.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not You think 80s, I guess you would say, so Jake Barnes, 7-time world champion, leading into Speed Williams era.
Yep.
Those guys progressed with the time, with the game. Speed changed the game. Jake changed with the game.
Right.
When he started going, they didn't even wrap steers when he won his first world title, or his first NFR for sure. They didn't even have horn wraps on
They
steers.
didn't have horn wraps on steers when Speed was winning world
Exactly.
titles.
So the way that they changed, they would have won in today's era, just your Roy Coopers and whatever else. But in my opinion, heading has completely changed. The Bulldoggers were big and badass. The heelers could still come around there and just heel them down. The headers would freaking run up in the middle and then duck off. Heelers would just hammer them down. Barrel racing was obviously tough. Bull riding was tough. Donnie Gay said bull riding hadn't changed the game. Bareback is different.
Yeah.
Bareback is different. The guys now are just so strong.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's just like a different, like totally different style.
Yes.
Like they used to I don't know, like they would not like hit hard on it. I don't even know. I don't remember like what year it was. They wouldn't even try to hit the back of the horse.
Yeah.
It was kind of the bareback was like totally different then.
we'll have to get somebody on to talk about it. I think Casey, they said, changed the game with these young guys, the way they ride. But
Yeah, that's what Leighton said.
Leighton said that.
Leighton said that. So, I mean, I was thinking about this the other day, and I don't think anyone's ever talked about it on a podcast before. But do they drug test for steroids in the PRCA?
No, sir. They do not.
No, they don't.
They do not.
So-
I'm sure there'd be some stories in the last 30 years of some failures, I'm sure.
Really?
Yep. It's their story to tell, not mine, but we'll have to get them on and ask them about it. But there's for sure people that I think would have failed.
Yeah.
It ain't my story to tell.
Let's just say like if you're in the sport, you hear about a lot more than like if you're a rodeo fan. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
And so much of it is rumors, so you never know like for fact. Well, actually, there's people you do know for a fact, but we'll just say that
For a fact.
Yeah,
But also-
if you're a rodeo fan, like you're not gonna, you know what I mean?
No
You're not
one
gonna
would know.
hear about it, and
But here's also the reason why you can't drug test these guys, because I know for sure of a story, and I'm not saying it's right. Don't go home, kids, and do steroids. But a dude tears his knee up, and he's not making any money to put food on his table for his family. He starts getting steroids injected into his knee to help the recovery. Comes back in 7 months, 8 months on an ACL surgery. Back then ACLs was 12, 14 months. The surgeries weren't as good. The therapy wasn't as good. Everything. This guy comes back in 7, 8 months. Makes the finals the next year, wins the world the next year. We are not getting paid to be there, so it's just a hard deal when you start talking about steroids or what people are doing for their body to try to win and try to put food on the table for their family.
It's funny because we kind of,
Hold on for a second. Controversial, when you ask about something controversial in rodeo right now, is why is the Breakaway not in the NFR?
I was about to say that.
You are? Okay.
I was about to say that.
There's nothing more controversial than that. I mean, when you ever seen a sign at a rodeo that's protesting something inside the rodeo, people might stand outside and animal rights bullshit.
Wait,
But
you're saying people are protesting?
at the National Finals last year in 2023, you would have known if you would have went. But,
Yeah, I wasn't there.
they showed up with signs at hashtag ad breakaway and stuff. Like you don't see that at rodeos, so
What,
that's
is
something
at the
controversial.
South Point at the back number?
No,
or-
sir. In the Thomas and Mack,
Really?
yep, a lot of them.
and why do you think that it's not in the NFR?
So you'd have to ask somebody more knowledgeable than me.
Come on, you know. You got something.
Las Vegas events and the PRCA, whether they haven't figured out the time slot but then everybody on Facebook's question is, okay, if we don't have time, then why do we have the opening ceremony? A singer goes in there every night, and we have a grand entry where then there's been Cowboys get hurt. Wade Sundell broke his back at the grand entry, which I love it. But you guys, they say, well, we want them back in the casinos. We want the fans back in the casinos. The rodeo can't go any longer than it already does. It's a fast
So Las
production.
Vegas events say that.
Las Vegas events and the PRCA, whatever they've worked out, says that. But everybody's question is, why can't we make time? These girls rodeo all year long. They deserve to be in the Thomas and Mack. So
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, my personal opinion, I'm just a fan. I know not near as much as y'all two, but I'm like, I desire for them. We're all friends with them. We see them at every rodeo. But if I'm being honest, I mean, just flame me, whatever. I think it's like a 10% chance it ever happens. It just doesn't seem very likely at all. I feel like they've been trying to get this done for like the last 3 years strong, since now Breakaway's been involved in so many rodeos across the country, and it's getting zero look at the NFR. It's like made zero progress there.
I think the biggest Breakaway ropers will tell you they don't think it's going to make it.
Yeah.
Really?
It's not like controversial to say that. You know, I don't know the ins and outs, but I mean, I think there's just a lot of things. I mean, the Breakaway is WPRA, just like the barrels, but I think having two different organizations kind of creates, butting heads, right?
Really?
And,
Definitely.
And so
WPRA and the PRCA.
I don't even know. I don't even know who heads. I don't even know who heads either one, honestly. But
you,
Braden don't know nothing about nothing. He knows about nodding his head and blasting. When he shows up to the rodeo, it's to tie calf fast.
he reaps the benefits of all these legislations that people 20 years ago made to pay me my money.
He's just like, he's ready to go, just rope.
But why do you think Ty does the WPRA?
I just know that there's two different organizations. There's the PRCA and the WPRA that they don't have the same ground rules at rodeos. They don't have the same payoffs, the same rule books. PRCA is the best organization. What Donnie Gay say? Because the rule book. And he said after years go by, after 20 years, there's maybe a rule that needs to be changed a little bit. But we have a base rule book. Yeah. And I don't even have any idea what the WPRA rule book reads, but it's a totally different one. So you take two different rule books and then you put them at the same rodeo. There's going to be shit that happens that is conflicting.
I think it's frustrating for like secretaries and everything to deal, and rodeos to deal with it, because I just imagine you have different, they enter on a different portal.
Same portal now.
Oh, same portal.
They're on the portal.
Oh, okay.
They're on the portal, but like Breakaway has to enter on a different day.
The transfer portal? What are you talking about? What portal are you talking about?
Yeah, it's the entry portal. Good question.
People don't know.
That's why you're crucial, Cole. We have to have you.
I know you're talking about Carson Beck just going to freaking Miami for 10
You're a man
mil.
of the people.
Yeah.
I am one of the people. Thank you for that. I'm locked in. My ear's on the ground.
So, entry portal. We go on.
We go on. He goes, no, you're not.
So we go on rodeoentry.com and we enter for the rodeos, but the Breakaway enters on a different day than what the rest of the rodeo does. Also, for your people that are married, your Haven Medjid, Shelby Medjid, for example, they can't buddy. So your Michael Otero, Carly Otero can enter together. They buddy together. So when they draw up at San Angelo, they're going to be the same day, compete the same day. Greeley, Colorado, Reno, everywhere they go, they're performing the same day.
Which is how you and Braden rope.
Where they can travel. Yes, we buddy together. They can't do that between Breakaway.
So what he's saying is anyone can buddy in the same event. That's no problem. But cross-event buddying.
You can't do
right? You can't do that unless you're married, right?
Correct. You have to be married.
Yeah.
And they can't do it in Breakaway. And that's to me an even bigger issue than the NFR, because now they have Scottsdale. Chris Neal is putting on all this event, where these girls can make a lot of money. To me, they can make a good living doing what we do, but they can't travel with their husbands. If there's so many talented Breakaway ropers, their husband rodeos, they can't travel together, and that makes it so hard. I give all kudos to Haven and Shelby for what they do, because to compete at the top of the game in different rigs and do what they do and manage what they do, it's not easy.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, it seems like it's a 1% of the 1% can do it, because you happen to have a world champ and a world champ, but you get anywhere outside the top 15, money gets thin. Instead of having two expenses, you buddy together with your husband or your wife or whatever, cross events, that's now one expense.
Exactly.
Or cut in half.
And Shane and Taylor Hanchy, I don't know what Taylor's plans are. I haven't asked her, but how much more successful and how much more would she want to go rope if she could do that buddy with Shane and be at the same rodeo as him? They have a baby now, I don't know if I can talk to her. Don't know what her goals and plans are, but
seems like she would be all about it. From what
she's a roping son of a gun. She would make the NFR at Breakaway and and be at the top of the game and make good money doing something she enjoys to do. But I know her, and I know she's going to put her kid first. If there's her kid and her husband, if there's any chance or any opportunity that she has to choose her family over her roping, that's what she's going to do.
Sorry to interrupt, but WPRA, is that women's professional rodeo? But then why is, like, you see WPRA like with Cowboys doing it too, right?
Oh, WCRA.
WCRA, okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, what's that? So our WPRA was just women's for Breakaway, but the WCRA is World Cowboy Rodeo Association, I'm guessing.
So Bobby Moat, we're gonna have to get you on and ask you some questions because we don't know the ins and the outs of this. But we asked this question earlier about the ERA. So that was the Elite Rodeo Association, I believe.
I think so.
2016, and they sold some shares to some major cowboys. Had some rodeos, paid a lot of money. Some guys missed the NFR because they didn't get to rodeo because they had shares. There were some lawsuits going on, some interesting stuff that happened in 2016 with the ERA. Bobby Moat was a big part of that. I don't know what his exact title was. We'll have to get him on here and ask him. But the PRCA, the ERA kind of, after it abolished or whatever, wasn't a thing anymore. The WCRA happened, and I think that was kind of the same people, the same idea, the same organization type of thing. WCRA, World Championship Rodeo Alliance, is what it is.
Yeah, but like
Pays
the
a lot of money.
WCRA wasn't something to come in to overtake rodeo, like PRCA rodeo. The ERA was coming in to overtake PRCA, or at least be competition.
Yes.
The WCRA is not in competition with the PRCA. In fact, the way you qualify for WCRA rodeos in part is you just nominate the normal rodeos you go to on the WCRA app. You go to a PRCA rodeo, nominate that rodeo on the WCRA app, and then you get to compete at WCRA events.
Do y'all do WCRAs?
We haven't as much anymore lately. We've just been so focused on the PRCA rodeos, making the NFR, hoping to try to, be in the top 5 and be roping for a gold buckle.
Because basically I've seen there's a triple crown winner. That's a huge deal.
Huge deal. It's so hard to win in the calf roping. I mean, you got to win 3 calf roping events in a row against the top guys in the world. It's pretty tough. But so many variables,
But that is crazy to think about. Like, imagine there was the NBA and then there was the
ABA.
ABA.
Is that what it was?
I don't know, but imagine NFL and there's these rival leagues trying to crop up and just a fight for power.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about that. That's what it was with the ERA, huh? Which we should ask. We should just get Bobby Moat on, which is crazy because Leighton Berry talked about Bobby Moat on the third podcast.
He's on his Mount Rushmore of bareback riding,
Yeah.
and I think most people, you ask most bareback riders, I think he'd be on their Mount Rushmore. I mean, he's a legend, so I would love to get him on and talk to him about it. Talk to him about his world championships and whatever else. He's pretty interesting because he's tall. Like, you don't see big, tall, long bareback riders like him. He's taller than you. I mean,
wow, I'm 6'1".
Yeah, he's tall. I don't know. He's taller than you, and way different. Rockers 5, whatever he is. Most guys are not big. Leighton Berry is big, and he's way smaller than Bobby Moat. So, be interesting to find out, how he did it.
Okay. All right, Joel. Wait, what are you about to say?
You tell me.
Are you about to say that?
Yes, sir.
Joel.
We're in sync today.
Huh?
We're in sync today.
We are in sync. You can kind of feel when the conversation needs to or left.
Where you got it?
I'm going right.
Perfect.
You're going right. Okay, so Joel Braden, he came over here. Literally, he wasn't even going to get on the podcast. We were setting it up. Came over because I guess he's here to practice. And let's hop on. Started talking about this game that we're about to play.
He came over with the idea for the game.
Oh, that's what
he literally drove over here to tell us. I'm sitting there getting a little morning session in. He walks over. He's like, I got something for you.
So here's what it is. So each of us are going to say a rodeo affiliated word on 3. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and we'll all say a rodeo affiliated word. We have a total of 5 lives to all say the exact same word, but the catch is you can't use any words that have been used. So let's just say I say rodeo, Cole says bareback, Ty says team roping. The next round we'll go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll all say something, but we can't say any of the words that have been used. But the goal is for us all 3 to say the same thing within 5 turns.
Yeah, that's the tricky part that took me a second to figure out when he was describing it. We're on the same team, so we're trying to say the same thing all at once before 5 rounds.
Yes, which you said. I said bareback, he said team roping, and you said we practiced out there before this podcast, and that's what we did. And then we did the second one, and we were like light years off from each other.
Yeah, that was when I knew we needed to play the game.
Yes, I don't see how we're gonna get this in 7 rounds. And so how do you?
So
lose?
5 rounds,
5 lives.
Oh, I thought you extended it to 7 because you saw how poor it looked.
We'll do it at 5.
We'll do it at 5. We'll adjust.
Sure.
Based on our guests.
We'll feel it out. Yeah. Question: So if me and you guess the same, but Ty doesn't, he loses a life.
No,
sir.
No, we all lose
We're
a
all
life.
the same team.
We're all on the same team.
Yes, we every time we don't all three guess the same thing, we lose a life.
Was that no? What I was just saying was the hard part for me to figure out.
Yeah, no,
We're on the same team.
yeah.
So mine was on too many things
So
at
and hear me
once.
and listen to me. If me and you say the same thing and he says something else, again, we cannot use the same word. So then we're having
Should
to
we do a
find
practice round for the people?
This is first week of this segment. Hopefully, be doing it every week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we doing is there a wager for all three? Since we're on the same team, is there something we got to do if we lose? Since it's not like one of us, but
Yeah. What are we gonna do?
we'll let the people maybe vote on it.
I like it.
And something that's reasonable.
Okay.
Let them choose our punishment if we lose each week.
Perfect.
And we'll shout out the person who decides it on our Instagram, Let's Freakin Radio, and they put in the questions. So
Who knows, might even get a cap in there.
everyone, this is rodeo affiliated. So we have a little umbrella of what we can choose from here.
What am I gonna call this?
yeah, what's the game called? Did you just come up with this?
I saw some guys doing it. I was on YouTube and they were
Hey, Brogan, just come interrupt everything.
I seen that little brown work truck whooping around the house, dust flying. All right. What are we gonna call it?
Braden? The Let's Freakin Rodeo board game. Let's Freakin Rodeo name
Where's
game.
our board?
The LFR
Name. Name game.
It's just the LFR Guess Game.
The LFR Guess Game.
I don't know. I can't come with something better than that. Man.
That's not bad.
That's pretty good. Better than board with no board.
Yeah.
All right, let's play.
All right. Y'all have something?
Yep.
On 3.
I don't. Okay. Oh, shoot. Sure. Let's go.
1, 2, 3.
Barrier.
Tyson
Riding.
Durfee.
What'd you say?
Bull riding.
Okay. I said barrier.
You said Barrier. I said Tyson Durfee.
Okay.
Guys, we're never going to get this if we go specific like that. This is barrier? What are you doing, bro?
I'm sorry. We're on the same team. Okay, we're on the same
Sorry.
team.
I'm sorry,
Hold
teammate.
on. We gotta think. We're
Hey.
not. No hints. But my hint will be just think. Okay. All right.
Okay, but hold on a second. So we can do a full name. So 2 words. 2 words for the event. You know, just
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we can do a name, whatever. I mean, if
Just
it's
a title of something.
Yeah, it's a title, whatever.
Okay.
So he said Barrier. I said Tyson Durfee, and you said
Bull
bull
riding.
riding. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. Calf
PBR.
roping.
Huh?
I said PBR.
I said Ty Harris. Ty Harris.
And I said calf roping.
Okay. We can't give any hints.
Okay.
Okay. Are we?
We have
Hopefully
3
we're
lives
thinking on the same page.
Wait, was that 3 or do we have 2
That was
lives?
2 rounds. We have 3 left.
3 left. Okay.
Okay. What'd you say?
I said calf roping.
What'd you say?
You said it again. You said
No, that was the second round.
Okay, let's go.
I said
You can't
Tyson
say the-
Durfee.
You can't say
calf
the same
roping.
thing 2 rounds in a row.
Okay. Even if you said it, we can't say it. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. I'm locked in. I got mine. I'm ready.
You ready? 3, 2, 1.
Cody
Harris. What'd you say?
Joel Harris.
No.
Yeah. You said Cody O.
Yes.
We would have been so.
You said Braden. We would have counted that.
Brayden and Joel would have counted. I mean, that's the same person.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
We've been in sync all day, Cole.
I'm not self-absorbed here. I'm not gonna think of myself. All right. All right.
How? Give us.
Just think this through.
10 seconds.
Okay, I'm ready.
I'm not. This.
Think
this
it
is where
through.
we get in
Think it
trouble.
through.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Fred
Whitfield.
Whitfield. What'd you say?
Fred Whitfield.
I said Fred Whitfield.
Broken Miller. I said Broken Miller.
We have one
He went
guess.
from Cody Older Broken Miller.
We have one guess. We have one guess. And might I say,
Oh, I got it.
this
I got
is
it.
a 50-50. Actually,
I got it.
I'm kind of impressed that me and you said the same thing, and then me and him jumped.
I
All
got
right.
it. I got it.
this is the last try.
I got it.
This is the last try.
Hold on a second. I'm nervous now.
Am I allowed to say anything?
No.
You just have to think.
I'm 99% sure I know what he's going to say.
I have no idea what either of you are going to say.
Y'all are still talking. We're not supposed to be talking.
We can talk.
We're not giving any hints,
No hints.
tips. This is on camera. We're not cheating. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Joe Beaver! In the last round.
I knew.
I didn't. Hey, when you said 3, I still didn't know what I was going to say.
Oh my god!
I swear to God, it happened like that for me. I said, okay, I'm ready, but I didn't know.
It was down to 50-50 shot. It was either Joe B or Roy Cooper, but I knew he was thinking Joe B.
I wasn't thinking anything, dude. I was spaced out. The exhilaration I just felt when we won.
It had to have been a legend. It was Rodeo Calf Open Legends. Joe B was next.
You went Brogan Miller. I didn't.
Well, I didn't know because we went Ty Harris and then Braden Harris. So I was thinking guys we know,
Dude.
and then Brogan was right here, calf roper.
That's the most I've felt since Vegas.
Yeah.
That's the most emotion you felt in Vegas.
Cole, like I can tell. As soon as Cole said, "I got it," Braden's like, "I know." I was like, "Ty's the only." They're gonna say the only Ty.
I wish you could have seen in my brain. I thought
The
nothing.
train of thoughts. Oh, nothing.
I couldn't even think anything. I swear, when he said 3, Joe Beaver just came.
Yeah.
So
That's panic.
I was panicking.
You literally just panicked.
So here was my thinking on the. So my second guess was calf roping. I said Tyson Durfee. He said barrier, and you picked an event.
Yes.
So I was like, mix those 3. What do we have? Calf roping.
We did good. Wow, great job. That was cool.
That was cool.
Hopefully we do that every week. That was fun.
Next week.
So
I
like
guess,
when you have 4 people on, 7 lives. You know what I mean?
I like it.
and then next week, we should do it like. Can you? I guess you don't have to do it, but especially if it's us 3, I guess no calf roping. Like that topic would be you'd have to change or no
Yeah. No. I mean,
to make it
either
harder?
way. I mean, I think you can just whatever. If you feel like you're kind of running out of, like, if you feel like y'all are gonna get too in sync or whatever, then spread the umbrella a little bit. Say politics and rodeo. Say
Rodeo cities, arenas. There's so many things you could do here.
right.
I mean,
Wow.
But yeah, just for the engagement part, y'all 2 know what y'all did last time. I mean, I wouldn't just go on the same thing.
that was pretty good.
Y'all have endless options with rodeo, really, if you think about it.
that was electric.
I started with barrier. We came together in sync as a team.
Yeah, it was broad.
I thought we lost you on Brogan Miller. I didn't know.
I went off the track.
Well, y'all both said, when y'all both said Fred Whitfield, I was like, we're going calf ropers.
Yep.
Legends.
Brogy, you feel
goats.
good.
Yeah,
That was pretty cool.
I made a pretty legendary list there.
Right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the steroids question, you have the breakaway question, and then you have this question I'm about to ask. Do certain big name roughstock riders get better scores based off of name recognition?
PRCA officials, maybe one day. What do you have? You're our expert.
Here's what I have. I'm not our expert on this, but what I have is, in my opinion, allegedly, it's been a thing. It's been a thing in rodeo in the past for sure, 100%. I think you could debunk any of those thoughts based on the guys that are rookies that make the NFR the last couple of years. This year just comes to mind.
Timberman.
Wasey Shala, Weston Timmerman, Cooper James. I know there's more. What's his name? TJ Gray, maybe? No, he was.
Cooper James, did you say Cooper?
Hold
Was
on a
he
second.
rookie?
Cooper won the rookie.
Is Dallas, Zachary Dallas? He's second year or rookie? Anyways, there's a few names right there. So people can know what every podcast is like. Hold on. Let me look. Let me double check. Let me confirm.
Well, Joe Rogan's got a statistician back there.
Jamie. Hey, Jamie, check this.
All right.
We're looking at him, aren't we?
Yeah, you're over
You
there
really think I'm going to check it?
twiddling your thumb.
Can't spell?
All right.
Can you not spell?
All right.
Dyslexic, huh?
Are you really dyslexic?
Yeah.
All right.
Tough
And
break.
PhD, got it all.
In roughstock, do certain guys get better scores based off of name recognition?
Do they today? I don't believe so, and I'll answer that in a second why. But in rodeo in the past, I think that there's been some of that go on, And you think about it with human emotion. With the refs, are they giving LeBron James some stuff, at times, or
100%.
Michael Jordan. Maybe if they're not even LeBron now because they don't like him, with it, whether it's the flopping or whatever they don't like. But you can't tell me Michael Jordan didn't get calls. He even said it to somebody he was playing. He's like, I'm MJ. You think they're not going to give me that? You know, like. So
True.
that's human emotion that's playing into that. Whenever Stetson Wright,
they're a legend.
if I'm a judge and Stetson Wright is freaking spurring one, you know, or somebody that I like or somebody that I know well, Leighton Berry, I'm going to give him a couple extra points just in my head without even thinking about it. You know, it's hard not to let that come into play. I will say, this year you had Zachary Dallas in the saddle bronc riding. You had Jeter Lawrence, Cooper James, and
Jeter Lawrence bull rider,
Cooper James, and Lacey Shaw in the bull riding, and then you had a bareback rider
Weston
too.
Timmerman.
You had Weston Timmerman make it in the bareback, all rookies. So that kind of debunks that theory. Yeah. Hard to do in any event. Keenan Hayes wins the world as a rookie. You know, won 100 and something thousand on his permit. Yeah. So in my opinion, that takes away that theory that your name gets you points, because if you didn't get points all year, if you were getting screwed by the judges, you wouldn't be able to make the national finals.
And I'll tell you why. That it just doesn't happen anymore, for sure, is it's all televised.
Cowboy Channel.
Yeah, what about Donnie Gay? Do you think he got bumped after about 5 championships?
You think when he's
he
36 and he's flying to the judges on his plane, you think he's not getting a point?
Yeah,
you know?
he better have. That's what I mean. There's an element of human nature, you know, especially you think of a polarizing figure like Rocker Steiner that we brought up earlier. It's hard not to, if you like him, it's hard not to give him extra points. And if you hate him, it's hard not to give him lower
Dock
points.
him.
Right? So,
How many people
would? Yeah, I mean,
he's
say
polarizing.
Something? Have y'all ever seen Stetson get below an 80?
No.
I've never seen him not ride one perfect.
That is
honestly
also,
my question was, how many mistakes have you ever seen him make? You know,
that was what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I wish you wouldn't have said it, because I was about to say that.
So
I could have got credit for it.
If you stay on in the bull riding, you deserve more than 80. But
that's what Donnie says.
Is that what he says?
Right?
I don't know.
I can't remember. I feel like he would.
I don't know.
I agree.
He said he's the GOAT.
I agree.
Yeah.
It seems pretty hard. Yeah, you ride on, and then.
What did I tell you before we interviewed Donnie?
What did you say?
I said, ask him if he's the best ever.
Oh yeah.
What's he gonna say?
Me.
I love that guy, man. I freaking love that guy.
Who? And you know what he did? He knew where he was going with it, but he's a weaver like Donald Trump. You know, people like to say, "What was the greatest bull you ever rode?" And you know, like bushwhacker or something, and yada yada. And then they asked me, "Who's the greatest bull rider?" And I go, "Me." You know, but he could have just said right off the bat, "Me." No, but he's a weaver.
He's a storyteller. He's sharp
guy.
Love that guy.
Sharp, real sharp. It's the reason that's the best podcast.
What do you think? I know. What do you think? Does it exist in calf roping? Certain guys going that quick with the.
No, I think that they're just if those flaggers are trained to watch for guys that are going to miss their hui. So if it looks really clean, if you're a guy that never misses your hui, if you tie perfect, I'm going to say it's probably going to be a little more smooth for you, just because those judges watch you. You think they don't see the guys that miss their hui a lot? If you're a guy that misses your hui a lot, they're going to make sure that string comes through, your hands are fully cleared, and then they're going to drop the flag, because a flagger just don't want to get got. And I don't blame them. That's the rule. When I flagged Justin Moss's ropings down there, I was just making sure I didn't get got.
Yeah.
Okay, so now to end this podcast, we're gonna do Q&A from people on Instagram who submitted questions. We had a lot of admissions, actually.
A lot of really good questions.
Like,
kind of hard to narrow it down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 swipes. There's like 20 questions on each swipe. A lot of questions got submitted.
How many?
A lot of questions. Thank you again to the LFR family, the community. Keep liking, comment, subscribe.
Let's answer like 5 of them then.
That's what we're doing. Yeah. The first one, we'll start off.
That's what I was saying. It was hard to narrow it down. Yeah. A lot of good questions.
This is from Bella.wolf15. What are y'all's go-to rodeo road trip snacks? Good question.
I like to get that little jerky and pepper jack cheese. The Jack Links, I think it is. Jerky and pepper jack cheese. When I'm trying not to be too much of a fat ass.
Joe Braden?
There's one question there about an indulgence. Like,
I'm down to pretty much like just having 1 bars. If I'm if I'm not
Those
like,
things are sick.
Yeah,
You eat them all the time.
I know
dude.
it's rough. But if I'm like, if I'm off the track of eating healthy, what do you think I would get?
I've seen you we used to get Cheetos a lot. You would get the Arizona sweet teas.
Oh yeah. That's what. Sweet drink. I would say
Sweet drink, energy drink.
an energy drink is definitely the one.
As I'm sipping on one that's going unnamed until it's a sponsor.
I know.
But we do have the American Rodeo Yeti. Thanks, Teton Ridge.
Okay. This is from Beverage Brookie. I hope I said that right. Is it hard to have a routine when you travel so much?
Very. Everything from sleeping and eating to exercising. It's hard enough just to get a routine of when you're going to saddle your horse, how long you're going to saddle your horse before you rope, how many circles you're going to lope your horse, because every day your horse might be a little more tired or a little more fresh because he had a little better rest because you had him a little bit better situation last night. That's just warming up my horse, So routine is very, very, very hard to come by. And I think that's why some people that perform very good in chaos a lot of times have good success on the road in the summer, because there's so many things that get thrown at you. I think that was one thing that was a huge difference in him. First off, he got better at getting a routine through the chaos, making himself have a routine in the stuff he did to prepare to rope. But then also he got a lot better at taking it as it comes, not letting it bother him, stress him, in my opinion. Obviously, he became a better roper, but mentally, I think his routine and then being able to take the punches and flow.
Yeah, I think the main routine about all of it is you have to routinely, constantly engage, right? If it's the next rodeo you're going to is on the Cowboy Channel, you need to watch it. You need to see the start. It's if my horse was he was a little bit too strong at the last rodeo, I'm going to change my bit. It's constantly, that needs to be your routine. It's constantly engaging and thinking through, processing, because it's a living, breathing sport. Like, everything is living and breathing, right? I am, my horses. Maybe I don't need to practice tonight because I haven't slept. I'm worn out. Maybe I just need to get a good night's rest and be ready for tomorrow. Maybe my horse is a little bit too fresh. He needs rode down extra. I mean, it's constantly evolving. But control the things you can control. You can always have your ropes ready. You can always have your strings ready. You can always know what your calf is, know who ran your calf, and those things. So control the things you can control. But the one thing that really sticks out to me is the lack of sleep really hurts motivation, and it hurts, like, you have to be really mentally strong to, whenever sleep schedules are changing and you're constantly on the road, you have to be really mentally strong to garner the energy it takes, even mental energy, to do what it takes to win, and that's where the guys come in and win.
Hoorah.
Seriously. Crazy.
No, you're right.
You ain't going to see very many soft guys make the national finals. That's why when we talked 2 years ago, first time I even got in front of your camera, and I said, I wish everybody would tell their story about how they made the NFR and their successes and the trials, the tribulations they went through, because you're not going to be weak. You're not going to be a soft ass and make the national finals, especially competed like consecutively, repeatedly. You're 15-time NFR guys like Shane Hanchy. I mean, the stuff that he's been through, from every aspect of it. We got off. That was a long answer, but a great question.
Great question. Next question is, two people had virtually the same question. Sage S. Kai or Sages Kai and Katie_Renee12. Shout out y'all guys. If you weren't doing rodeo and film, what do you think you would do career-wise?
If you weren't filming, what would you do?
If I wasn't filming, I'd be broke, struggling. I don't know.
Homeless.
Moving
furniture for my dad. I don't know. Maybe I'd probably work for a church. I'd probably go into ministry.
Yeah.
Now that I'm saved. Before I was saved, I'll be trying to make that bag. Day trading, Robin Hood, something like that. God. What about y'all?
I think if I would have liked school enough to go a long time to go be a lawyer, I would have done that.
What? You're making that up. No.
I think I would have been really good at it.
No, I think the overall job description based on personality type, sure.
Yeah.
Seems like a lot of. I mean, you're really good with numbers.
Oh,
That's what I was thinking. Mathematician, something along those lines, but a lawyer, huh?
Man, those big time lawyers, I doubt they have to do too much. I mean, not
True, they make bank.
But the studying to.
I'd say, yeah, exactly. I would have never made it. I was just saying something I think I would have been good at. I don't want to go into. I don't want to go in an occupation I suck at.
True.
The most I've felt besides your open, like something I love, was when I got to sit on the bench for my brother's basketball. Dad was the head coach, I guess, last year at the state tournament, and I got to sit on the bench and kind of be a part of it, actually be an assistant. And I played basketball a little bit in high school and stuff, junior high, but that was the most I'd felt and something I loved. I was like, man, I could do this. You know, I grew up though. He was a head basketball coach for a lot of years, and so got to see the behind the scenes of what it takes to be better and to coach and lead, and I really enjoyed that.
Did you yell at kids that day when you coached and sat on the bench? Just something about just being dominant.
He would yell and I would echo it down through a little less funnel tone.
Really? Yes, but if you were a head coach, what would your approach be? Would you be the player's coach or would you be the power tripping fool?
I think that's why I'd be good. I think I'd have both.
You would be the balance. I gotcha. There's different approaches to everything.
What do you think? You look red over there.
No, I think you'd be a great coach.
You would be a good coach.
That was kind of my answer. Like, I would love to be a coach or anything in sports, a GM. I mean, I've literally, since I was 5 or 6 years old, I'd be looking at Over the Cap, which is just a salary cap information about the Dallas Cowboys, seeing how much they had, seeing the guys' contracts just constantly. Like, I knew every name. I knew, and I loved it.
How was your fantasy rodeo team, though? You missed.
Back then?
No, now, this year.
Oh, I didn't have one.
Make one.
I didn't have one.
He was buying Joel Harris.
Other than you, I mean, you did good. So it would have been a good draft pick.
Yeah,
anyway,
no, I didn't have one, but I would love to coach. You got to see my coaching, my head coaching debut with Wyatt.
You're a freaking yeller, dude. I mean, what? What? Son.
Oh, God.
I mean, he's a yeller. That was a bit dramatic, but you're
that was a little bit dramatic.
What?
He freaking first play of the game, I tell him we're playing full court man, which two things: find your man and don't let your man behind you. You don't let your man behind you. Wyatt first play, man gets behind him, layup, timeout, get your butt over here.
I was on the bench with you. Walt,
I know.
he was gone. Your dad.
Literally, I took a timeout, and I knew it was going to happen. I had already had it set in stone.
It was 15 seconds into the game.
I had it set in stone.
First game you coached.
Dumbass. Yeah, literally 5 seconds into the game, timeout, and Wyatt, he's going
head down,
and he was like, oh, "Yeah, I know that was that was it."
Right No,
that's good stuff.
They teach you that in Pee Wee basketball with finger guns. Man, ball.
Don't let your man behind you. We're playing full court man. We don't let our man behind you.
Oh gosh, that.
Of course, Dad left me with the game where we're playing full court man. We we're just lost out there.
You're that guy. I've always dreamt of being a GM. First time Dad relinquishes control. You're way over the top. Oh, yeah. Actually, you were a good coach. All jokes aside. What
do you got, partner?
What advice? This is from Bella.Wolf. By the way, these are all girls. Fellas, come on, fellas. Let's go.
Fellas, they ain't smart enough to type it in the question box.
There's a lot of fellas in here, but they're all asking about how do I rope a calf in 6. Basically, how do I
they care about the stuff that matters.
Yes.
Speaking of you, fella, how many questions have you ever asked on Instagram to somebody?
I've done it before.
Oh, really?
I don't have a number.
You?
Well, like I've never done it one time.
I never have either.
But it was a hot deal, like 2015, something like that. You remember that? Whenever it was like I'm on the road, you send a picture. I'm on the road. Just ask questions.
And then you post them.
Yeah.
No, it was a deal. But I will ask one of these guys questions about advice. Might as well. What? Geez, I just had one. What? Geez, there was just one. Oh, what from Bella.Wolf15? What advice have you received that was the most impactful to your life? We're going deep. We went funny. We're going deep. Bella's taking us there. Yeah.
You?
I mean, that's hard for me. I don't know. I mean, there's so many things.
You could paraphrase too. It don't have to be like an exact quote.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it's just like kind of any Bible verse. I don't know. I mean, for me, it's probably understanding that getting in the Bible, I do it for God and not for my own understanding. I do it because I care for Him and love Him. Understanding that freed me from feeling like if I don't get in it and I don't feel good, like, oh no, that's so bad, like, oh no, I'm in trouble, and not really worrying about how I feel about it and just doing it because I have love for Him.
Mm-hmm.
And then that kind of allowed me to not be with my emotions. I just do it. It's not, oh, I feel good about it, so I'm gonna do it. Oh, I feel bad about it, so I'm gonna do it. It isn't about me. So that's kind of for me.
I think the best advice I got as a child, and you heard it all the time, treat others how you want to be treated. And then as an adult,
the golden rule.
It was actually a reel that I saw 2.5 years ago, and I've posted it multiple times on my Instagram. I go back and watch it if I ever need to. It was Aaron Rodgers. Would you ever ask for advice, or don't ever ask for advice from somebody that don't ever worry about the opinion of somebody that you'd never ask advice from. And mixing those two, I think, for my life is when I'm the most successful and the most happy. Treat others how you want to be treated. Don't be rude. Don't hate. Don't, go be nice. Treat others how you want to be treated. Treat them with respect. But also don't worry about their opinion when it doesn't matter. It's not somebody that you'd ever ask for advice from. So mixing those two, don't be bitter towards the world or towards people because of how they are or how life goes. Treat them how that you would want to be treated, but also don't worry about it. Don't lose sleep at night. It doesn't matter. They have their own battles they're struggling with.
Yeah, I'll jump in on this one. I think for me, this is a paraphrase, but people have talked to me about, work-life balance for some people seems to be like, how do you even do that? Or like, how do I chase my dreams and have priorities? And it's the advice to like truly trust God with your ambitions, with your goals, with your dreams. I mean, we're doing a podcast. We have Let's Freakin Rodeo. We have merch. We want to chase gold buckles. We want to chase gold buckles. It's like you wake up every day and you're chasing something. And in that, you have to come to peace and be like, although I don't have it yet, I can still be satisfied in the Lord. I can still be satisfied in, loving people, being a good friend, being a good son, being a good neighbor, a good Samaritan. Not letting achieving the goal or the thing you're chasing then determine whether you're satisfied or not. Because people are like, man, I'm not satisfied until I get it. Sometimes you don't get it for a long time, so you ain't gonna be satisfied for a while.
Yeah, when you asked me about advice, there was something that came to mind. But if you just are chasing that one thing and you won't be satisfied until you get it, that thing's gonna happen. If it does, if you're lucky enough to achieve that goal, it's gonna happen. Yeah. It's gonna be done and over with, and you're gonna go right back to miserable. Enjoying the process, the daily grind, all these different quotes that you can kind of combine into one. Just loving the process, loving your daily life, what you do. Wake up, do what you love, do it to the best of your ability. You use that, and then you're going to work harder and be more successful anyways.
Yeah.
But then you're happy through the process, and I think that's something we all probably are chasing and need to work on and need to think about. I don't think anybody's perfect at it.
Yeah.
But it can't just be something that I'm going to be happy when I get a gold buckle, Because
I think
it's only going to be right there and then it's gone.
I think that is the advantage people get that accomplish their goals, though. It's not really getting the goal done. It's you get a real life application, understanding that it actually doesn't mean a whole lot once it happens. Mm-hmm. Like the next day you wake up and you're still the same guy. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, like if you put too much onus on it, then depression hits. I mean, it's very common to experience after your biggest accomplishments. Maybe not the next day, but maybe a week down the road or 2 weeks, not having a sense of purpose, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that there's something cool about that because you really gain wisdom whenever you succeed in a goal. Because then you have that understanding that I did not, it didn't fulfill me,
Yeah, people. I mean, we're all three in different walks of life. 26, 6-time LFR qualifier. 22, 1-time LFR qualifier. not even a cowboy, film guy, follow these guys around, like different stages of life. I'm 25. And, dude, there's people listening to this podcast who are like, dude, they got it made, bro.
Yeah.
Time, Joel, they just made the NFR win a bunch of bucks. They got it made. And, dude, I mean, I won't speak for y'all, but, I mean, I'll speak for myself. I mean, you got to wake up daily, and there's days that aren't good days. There's weeks that aren't good weeks.
There's days that you feel like you suck, and you're like, what am I doing?
And you just gotta
not you, just me, you, whatever, just in general. I mean, don't matter where you are. I'm sure that there's hyper uber famous successful people, millionaires, billionaires that have those same feelings. So different formulas work for different people too. I think do whatever you got to do.
But great question. What a great question. We'll make this the last one. We'll get one of these fellas some advice on calf roping.
It's probably Brogan submitted a question.
So
he never asks questions.
I'm gonna shout out a few of them. I'm not reading all their questions, but it's
how do you know your left and rights? We will never know.
If you have troubles with your left and rights, the Let's Freakin' Radio podcast cannot help you. I've spent 2.5 years of my life trying to help Brogan Miller.
I didn't have a problem until you all of a sudden pointed it out and just made it a problem in my life.
Hey, speaking stuff into existence is very true.
You spoke that curse out.
I was giving him crap one day. I said, you don't know your lefts and rights? He's like, I've never had a problem with that. Ever since that moment, he's had a problem with it. 2.5 years later.
Okay.
Yeah, this don't have to make on the podcast. But we were at San Diego. We were talking about it the day before about the left and rights, and then we were getting on the U.S. Airways ship, and he said he said right and left.
It's seriously a problem.
It's a thing.
We'll pray over you, try to rebuke you.
I seriously know it.
I told him last night, since you don't know your left and rights, I'll just tell you whenever you run towards the calf, go east.
He could get you from here to freaking Thomas and Mack with no GPS. From here to Jackson, Mississippi, no GPS.
Whatever code word you need.
He don't tell you what right or left is.
Earring and wizard, if you need code names for it. East for
Echo.
west.
How words mixed up. I know rights and lefts. I'll literally go right and I'll point the other way. I'll be like, I mean left. I know that's left, idiot.
I mean left.
I hope you can hear this.
I know it. I say it wrong. And the second I say it wrong, you guys all.
I hope you can hear this.
Oh, it's going in.
All right.
All right.
You got a good one? Calf roping one?
So,
I'll tell you
mention,
what Roy Cooper told me. It's a long old road, boys.
Yeah. Did he really tell you that?
Yes.
Well, he told everyone that. I don't know.
All right, Abram Peters 06. I'm not reading your question, but it's kind of along the same lines. Shout out him. The question we're going to read is from Garth K. Ravida. My bad. Garth K. Rivda. I don't know how to say your last name or if it's just a username. Advice for casual riders who want to start calf roping, which is why the breakaway question a while back is such a huge topic, because majority of the people who are casual, breakaway and team roping. And
fans wise, you're saying, or just being able to do it, because you can do it your whole life, kind of like golf.
Doing it your whole life.
Yeah, it's hard to get off and tie a calf when you're 60 years old and been in the office for 20 years, but you can get on a team rope.
Team rope. So
breakaway if you're a lady.
Advice for casual riders who want to start calf roping.
I would say, don't look too far ahead. Look at the basics. Learn how to swing your rope. Learn how to rope the dummy. Learn how to tie the dummy. Made to you by Brogan Miller. That's coming on the Let's Freakin' Radio website. We're going to have tying dummies coming. You're going to learn how to tie a dummy.
Are we really?
Yes, sir. I haven't talked to you about this. Sorry, business partner. You can cut this out if you want.
On air.
Sorry.
I love it. Go ahead.
Learn how to tie the dummy. Learn how to swing your rope very comfortably. Make it an extension of your hand. It's your instrument. Make it an extension of your hand. And then get on the horse, go to the sled, and then go to live calves. Don't jump ahead. You're going to look like Cole and you're riding rocket, about falling off the back, bouncing. Start with the basics and then gradually progress.
I don't know what that was for.
Yeah,
that was really not. That was not necessary.
We gotta throw that
because now I gotta show them what I'm talking about.
No, the video's going. That's why I said it.
No, I think just to piggyback off what he said on the rope. You think about our sport, it's so expensive. So we got to think basics. What can almost everyone afford? Almost everyone. Everyone should be able to afford a rope. Everyone should be able to afford a string.
How much are they?
A rope, $50. A string, $17.99. Rattler rope, rattler string. And then if you can find a tie dummy and a rope dummy, and that could be a hay bale, a rope and dummy.
That's exactly. You can rope a bucket. I started roping a bucket.
Yep.
And you can rope a hay bale.
Yep.
You can rope literally anything. And most successful ropers grew up roping anything that walked.
Yep. And that was what I was going to say. The single most important thing I would do is I would get that rope in your hand, and you are not allowed to go anywhere without it, right? Pistol Pete Maravich, he dribbled that ball every single opportunity he had. He just dribbled the ball. Same with roping. Get a rope in your hand, swing that rope. Anything you're doing that doesn't take away your hands, swing your rope, and make that, like he said, an extension of you, and you'll be shocked how quickly you're able to handle your rope and just feel it. You feel your tip, you feel everything. So yeah, that's the advice I'd give.
Sorry, is it?
Yeah, he's kicking in, so it's shaking.
Oh, I could feel it. I was like, what is that? An earthquake. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that was perfect answer, I thought.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry, bro.
You're good, dog.
No, y'all never went anywhere without a rope. Ever.
Right.
I
still wish I would have 10 times more. I mean, you can always look back and think, I wish I had my rope in my hand more to just have a better feel.
I mean, even you see it sounds cheesy, but like y'all kids like do the loops, like it's like a camera, like knowing your instrument and being talented with it. Yeah, comes down to you gotta have your right form for what it seems like, but just getting familiar with how to be comfortable swinging a rope and then
make that thing do whatever with. I mean,
exactly.
You got any more questions, partner?
Is that all y'all want to say about how to get started?
That's it. That's it for me. Like bare basic. Like that's it. Bare bones. That's
get good enough to. I mean, how do you start? I mean,
sounds like he says a rider, so it sounds like he has a horse. It's. I just economically I don't know like what your position, like where you're at. Obviously, the easiest thing you can do is finding a pal that owns a couple calves if you have a horse, and then you progress from there, right? So
see, this is where if I could challenge you, sir, where my training went awry. Okay, you started. No, Brogan, I don't want to hear it, Brogan.
Let's hear it. You're talking about training on your own rope and the video that we're gonna have on here of him roping on Rocket.
I went through and I did it. Braden, my confidence was shot, so I didn't finish the challenge. But I attempted. I was gonna do a 30-day challenge. Maybe enter a jackpot, whatever. So your first advice, I'm with you. Tying dummy. I was tying calves from the post. I mean, I'm roping a dummy, and y'all have even complimented my swing. You said you have phenomenal mechanics. Phenomenal mechanics. For a beginner, phenomenal. But then you just threw me on Buster.
Rocket.
And so I think you need to flesh out that back end part a little better.
You didn't rope the sled.
But so if this person's a rider, then he's doing, he's further along than you are on top of horseback.
Fair. Good point.
The second part is whenever you have a trainee and he's so darn eager to rope a freaking calf, so eager, he wouldn't let up on it. You let him go try, and you just hope that it doesn't shoot his confidence down, that he'll never do it again. You know what I mean?
Braden did it for his own comic.
No, 100% that was you that day.
Oh, me? I was eager.
Yeah, I said, look, we don't have the calves for this.
When are you gonna rope again? looks into the far distance.
I think it's sooner rather than later.
We don't have a calendar
just
over there.
Put the cloud imagine.
No, I was looking.
put the cloud imagining your run.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get White to edit that. No, I wasn't looking at the calendar. I was looking at the back numbers. It doesn't say T Harris. It just says Harris. Those back numbers just say Harris. It could be Cole Harris one day wearing number 48.
Oh God. You got your rookie of the year buckle, yeah.
Yes.
I'd have to look up. I have to text Mary Jane the exact numbers, but I think 60-something% of rookie of the years become NFR qualifiers. So statistically, you're headed to the NFR.
Yeah,
I have a Rookie of the Year buckle. That is not my own.
maybe we could get you one that's just like we get you one of those little ones that they give out for the fans. You know, we'll put you on
For the
It says
kids.
cameraman.
That's just I was looking at it, and I would prefer like a 7 or a 4 or like a 1 next to mine than one behind. I'll probably get a 1. NFR Las Vegas 2027 #1 Pro Rodeo.
Just
Perfect.
steal Stetson Wright's next back number. And
I
Before
fix
they-
it to your
I
own.
bet he's shaking in his boots.
I would. All right, boys. I guess I said
You got
the
any more
podcast.
questions?
I mean, I got more, but I think that's enough.
Cole, I think little man down there thinks he's getting a mic.
Well, we can. We need to set up for next time.
I mean, he pulled up a chair over there. I don't know
I
what.
don't have a chair. I was feeling lonely.
Brokey,
so I
come
was
here.
myself.
Here, you can get the mic.
No,
Come pick a question.
No,
you're up.
No,
Come on.
What?
All the talents Brogan has, reading isn't one.
Yeah, you literally set me up for failure here. This is the weakness. You think lefts and rights are bad. This is even worse. Okay, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
ask
no, it's
you.
a lot.
Oh no, I'm just asking. Okay, I got.
We're gonna
it.
cut it all. We're good. We're gonna.
Yeah,
cut
no,
it all.
I was. You said just add. Anyways, I thought I was supposed to ask you. Yeah.
Say the name.
Oh
of,
God.
That's so. This question. This question.
We're not
The
gonna put
moment's
this
a
in
little
there.
too.
We're good.
The moment's a little too big for him here, guys.
Hey, no, the whole thing being can't read it. Just leave that out, please. Dear God, my mom will be disappointed.
we need to end up. This show needs to end up like looking like the Pat McAfee show, where we have little Brogan in the corner over there.
Just some little box.
And-
just like.
And there's about 4 or 5 of us that we have to guess, and there'll just be 5 of us. You know, you can hide me and Brogan off somewhere, and we'll just peep in anytime we have something super interesting to say.
I literally thought that the other day. I'm like, we need characters.
And you'll ask a question, but you'll be way in the back. And like, where are these guys? There won't be fun of them in the earpiece.
It just sounds like there's some just way back in the gymnasium. Hey, I have a question.
Some guy wearing a cowboy hat.
Okay,
He has
Brogan's
good
gonna read the
questions.
question. This is from C Reynolds 35.
Favorite rodeos besides the NFR?
And why?
Favorite rodeos and why?
Mm-hmm.
So
Why are they
the ones
One
that pay
rodeo.
the most?
One rodeo.
Oh, one rodeo. Whew. That's a tough one.
I got an easy one. I got my favorite easy. Pendleton is the best rodeo. I mean, the best viewing experience, hands down, to me, outside of the NFR is Pendleton. You know, is it the highest paying for us? No. But, I mean, when you say the word rodeo, you think wild western, and that's what that rodeo is. I'm good, you know, representation of that this year. So,
Yeah, be sure you get that video. Same for me, Pendleton Roundup. I mean, Letterbuck, I've always said it, always wanted to win it. And, yeah, it's from the fans' experience to everybody involved. That's Western, that's rodeo. That's what we were born and bred to do. And that's a depiction of what we do.
Yeah, it's definitely the Cowboys rodeo.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool.
That's your pick?
Oh, my pick? Yeah, it would probably be the same thing just because it's so unique. There's nothing else that's like it. Like, you can go to all the rest of them, they're all the same, but that one, it's just, if it rains, your horses are falling down left and right. You get to go out on the grass. There's no fences. Bucking horses will just buck through the middle of people. Like, it's pretty good.
I'll
That's
give
an ad
I'll
right
give
there.
a favorite Texas rodeo too, like a winter rodeo. San Antonio, it's my favorite. I just think it's a good rodeo. Great fans, like that's a great fan experience. I think, and
They're into it. I mean,
Yeah,
when you
they're
blast
really
one,
into
they
it.
go crazy.
yeah, I think as far as like just the average fan that shows up, you know, San Angelo rodeo fans and San Antonio rodeo fans are very like they're
say.
really into it.
San Angelo. It's hard
Yeah.
to beat the crowd of San Angelo.
Yeah, so
Especially for the hometown boys.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
for sure.
say Panoka, Alberta.
Yeah.
That was one of those in my mind, too.
That one, I love
There's
that.
so
That's a good
freaking
rodeo.
many,
There's so
you know?
many good ones.
Except
Because if you
when
want to talk
it's-
about Cowboy, then you got Cheyenne, especially when they used to throw up the big fresh
Yeah.
calves.
Salinas. They both come out of the
Salinas.
exact same box. It's high, you know, you're rolling down
Yeah,
there.
that's
Like,
Cowboy
Yeah.
stuff.
I think Cheyenne would have been the answer like 5-6 years ago. But now that like a lot of times you don't even rope in a perf there, you just go and rope one calf and head home. Then you're you don't even get to experience the rodeo that much, So
something about Canada in the summer, 70 degrees, but it also is the least favorite rodeo of the year if it's 20 in 2023 we went, it was 23 degrees with a 50-degree wind.
It was miserable that short round. That was a great day though.
Yeah, great for you, but it was cold.
That's where Let's Freakin' Rodeo actually began. That
was Pinoca 2023.
Yes.
Yep.
One of the favorite that I've been to, the first time I was at Calgary, I remember thinking that was the coolest show I've ever been to in my life. Like, it's insane. The bleachers are just feel like they're on top of you to the right, and it's Calgary is crazy. What?
He said to the right. They're on the
left.
I said to
the right. The ones to the right and behind you, they're up.
I got you.
To the left, it's a huge one, but it's a little bit further off.
Did he use his left arm to say to the right?
So. No, I didn't want to hit Cole.
Yeah.
My favorite. I don't know.
You might have been just caught.
For sure, my favorite's
4K.
Idaho Falls. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but that's my favorite one.
Idaho Falls.
Yeah.
This man filled his permit. Beat Haven Medjed. He's talked about it.
Yeah. I got to bring it up again. It's the one highlight I have.
This is our pro fantasy rodeo professional analyst. We got to ask, how'd you end up?
No good. I thought I was going to do okay. It was looking really good. And then it just fell apart. Didn't pick good enough. But I entered a separate league with some of my buddies. I won that one again. 3-time reigning champ on that league. That's just an easy $500,
$500?
Yeah, not bad.
Big dog.
Yeah. But as far as the main thing goes, no. I was like top 18, something like that.
I was top 10. Yeah. I was 11.
Really?
Yeah.
I was 40.
40, yeah. I picked wrong. I said I was going to take Cooper James, and I didn't. I ended up backing out on it. And
Tristan was hurt. You picked Tristan? He was hurt?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I picked Tristan again.
I didn't know Tristan was hurt.
That was a bummer.
I did tell you right here on this podcast, though, Cooper James, dog.
Yeah. No, I know. And I literally, on the podcast, I'm pretty sure I said I was going to take Cooper James.
It's hard to stay sound.
I backed off because I wanted to go up in the barrel racing.
It's hard. 10 rounds. It's hard to stay sound for those guys bull riding. Rain cast bulls 10 nights in a row.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a misstep on your analyst guy. The insider should know when people are hurt and when they're not.
And you could have moved up big time. Your calf rubber missed his 4th calf. That really got you.
He probably because he didn't give you a shoulder rub that night.
Yeah, I missed it. That one night I forgot to shoulder rub, and then he misses. I didn't make that mistake again.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it was a bummer.
Yeah, so
didn't make that mistake again. He won the next round.
I know. I did it. I did an extra one because I'm like, I gotta have better than that. I gotta have something. And then he won the round, so I was like, I am giving you a shoulder rub every single night. Until it didn't work, and then I was like, well, maybe it isn't.
I mean, it worked pretty good. He didn't win every time.
No, he did. Really the numbers were still pretty. They're still pretty. They're above 50%. They're probably 75%. Like, it was good.
You're good.
Are you going to carry that into the regular season this year?
I need somebody to give me one. That's for sure. I can't just rub myself. Come on, put that energy back into me. I got to recreate Idaho Falls again.
Hey, just go bald like you did at OMAC, and I'll rub your bald head.
No, I don't think I'm doing that again.
That's what I told Brogan. I said, if it doesn't go good tonight, then tomorrow you have to take your hat off, and where your hairline is receding, I will have to rub barehanded.
We do not need that on the podcast.
Barehanded and rub, and I'm going to wish upon a star for tonight's version.
You can stop with the receding hairline. I'm double timing the Rogaine.
Cut that Rogaine out. We ain't got a sponsorship yet.
Oh, my bad.
Once we make our own, it'll be called Brogaine.
Rogaine. Sounds like a steroid.
Oh, wow. We've gotten off topic, but thanks everybody for listening. It's fun. I guess we hopefully have some big guests coming. We'll let you know. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know every Tuesday. Teton Ridge YouTube. Let's Freakin' Rodeo.
It's Freakin' Rodeo, baby.